Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. This time, we're looking at something really fascinating, at least to me, the world of electric vehicles, but with a twist.
Oh,
We're going to pit the explosive growth of Chinese EV startups against the performance of traditional European automakers.
interesting.
Get this, some experts are predicting that Chinese car brands could actually outsell
Wow.
European brands in Europe by as early as 2026.
That's wild.
Yeah,
That's soon.
I know, right?
Yeah.
To unpack all of this, we've got a couple sources for this deep dive. We've got data on Chinese NEV, that's New Energy Vehicle, sales from February 2025,
Okay.
and an analysis of recent European car sales trends.
Sounds good.
Let's see what's going on.
What's really striking to me is just the sheer pace of change we're seeing.
Yeah.
It's really not a gradual shift. It's like this all-out acceleration. And the data from China, it tells a very compelling story.
Yeah, you're telling me we've got Zeekr, Xpeng, and Li Auto all posting some seriously impressive numbers.
Huge numbers.
Zeekr sold a whopping 31,277 vehicles in February alone. Though the source raises an interesting question.
Hmm.
Can they really still be considered a startup after merging with Lynk & Co?
That's a good question, and it really just highlights how quickly these companies are evolving and changing.
Yeah.
Regardless of their startup status, Zeekr's sales performance is definitely something to watch, for sure. We're not alone, though. Xpeng, for instance, saw a mind-blowing 570% growth year over year.
570.
570? Yeah, they sold over 30,000 vehicles, and their Mona MO3 model is a standout performer,
Really?
selling over 15,000 units just in February.
Wow, 570% growth. They must be doing something right.
They are.
What's their secret sauce?
Well, I think one key factor is their focus on technology,
Okay.
particularly in areas like smart car features and connectivity.
Right, so like all the bells and whistles.
It is a lot of that.
Okay.
Their advanced driver assistance systems
Yeah.
and their sophisticated in-car entertainment options are really resonating with consumers.
I could see that.
Particularly younger generations who are looking for a more digitally integrated driving experience.
Yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
And it's not just bells and whistles, though. Chinese companies are also making big strides in, like, the core EV tech, too.
Right, I was going to ask about that. I know battery technology is a huge factor in the EV market.
It is. It is.
What's happening there?
Well, Chinese companies are investing really heavily in battery research and development,
Okay.
and it's paying off big time.
Yeah?
They're producing batteries with higher energy density, longer lifespans,
Wow.
and faster charging capabilities.
Nice.
They're even leading the charge in developing solid-state batteries.
Solid-state batteries. I've heard that term thrown around, but what are they exactly?
Think of them as like the next generation of EV batteries.
Okay.
They use solid electrolytes instead of liquid ones,
Interesting.
which has several potential advantages like higher energy density, faster charging times, and improved safety.
So these are better in every way.
Well, they have the potential to be. They're still in the early stages of development, but Chinese companies are positioning themselves to be major players in this, like, game-changing technology.
Okay, that's really interesting. So we've got these Chinese companies pushing the envelope on technology, posting these massive sales numbers.
Right.
Meanwhile, over in Europe, things seem to be a bit more, shall we say, mixed.
I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're seeing this real divergence in performance among European automakers.
Hmm.
Some are struggling to adapt to the electric revolution, while others are, starting to gain some traction.
Yeah, the source highlights Stellantis as a prime example of a company facing challenges.
Yeah.
Their sales plummeted by 17.9% in February.
It seems like Stellantis is kind of stuck in the old way of thinking.
How so?
They've been really slow to electrify their fleet, and their investment in software and battery technology just lags behind the Chinese,
So they're not keeping up.
Yeah, and this hesitancy to fully embrace the EV shift is costing them market share.
Hmm.
On the other hand, the Volkswagen Group actually saw a 5.6% increase in sales.
So are they doing something different?
Volkswagen has taken a more proactive approach to EVs.
Okay.
They've made significant investments in developing new electric models and ramping up production.
Got
Their focus on software integration and their commitment to building like a comprehensive charging infrastructure are also really key factors in their success, I think.
So it's not all doom and gloom for European automakers.
Not at all.
Some are finding ways to compete.
Yeah.
But even with Volkswagen's growth, those numbers still seem pretty small compared to the explosive growth rates we're seeing in China.
Yeah, that's the key takeaway here.
Yeah.
Even the European companies that are making progress, they're still dwarfed by the sheer speed and scale of the Chinese EV surge.
Now that brings us back to that prediction we mentioned earlier.
Right.
Chinese car brands potentially outselling European ones in Europe by 2026.
Yeah.
That's a pretty bold statement.
It is bold, but it's not outside the realm of possibility. If the current trends continue, I think we could see a major power shift in the global auto industry sooner than many people think.
This is where it gets really interesting for all of us,
Right.
not just, industry insiders.
Yeah.
What will the average European driveway look like in 5 or 10 years? Will it be dominated by Chinese brands?
It's a fascinating question, and to understand it, I think we need to delve a little deeper into the factors driving these trends.
Okay.
Government policies,
Yeah.
technological advancements, even consumer preferences.
Right.
They all play a role, and that's exactly what we'll explore in the next part of our deep dive.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
So let's unpack those factors driving this electric vehicle revolution a bit further.
Right.
One of the most significant is the role of government policy.
Absolutely. We can't talk about the rise of Chinese EVs without acknowledging the massive support they've received from their government.
Yeah.
It's been a key ingredient, I think, in their success.
Exactly. China has been incredibly proactive in supporting its domestic EV industry.
Yeah.
They've invested heavily in research and development, offered generous subsidies to buyers,
Wow.
and implemented strict regulations on traditional combustion engine vehicles.
Interesting.
These policies have created a very favorable environment for Chinese EV companies to thrive.
It sounds like they've really put their money where their mouth is, so to speak.
They have.
And that support seems to have paid off.
Yeah.
These companies have been able to scale up production quickly,
Yeah.
bring innovative products to market,
Right.
and build strong brand recognition,
Yeah.
all at a pace that's, hard to match.
Precisely, and we can't forget the sheer size of the Chinese market.
Right, it's huge EE.
It's the largest car market in the world.
Yeah.
And with the growing middle class and increasing urbanization, the demand for personal transportation is only going to continue to rise.
For sure.
This provides Chinese companies with this massive home turf advantage.
It's like a giant testing ground where they can refine their products and strategies before taking on the global stage.
Exactly.
And speaking of technology, we touched on battery tech a little earlier,
Yeah.
but it's worth diving a bit deeper.
Okay.
What are some of the specific advancements Chinese companies are making in batteries
Okay.
that are giving them an edge?
Well, besides their progress on solid-state batteries, they're also making significant improvements to existing lithium-ion technology. They're focusing on increasing energy density, which means longer driving ranges.
Gotcha.
They're also working on, reducing charging times, which is a major pain point for a lot of EV users.
Faster charging times would definitely be a game changer.
Yeah.
I know it's a big barrier for some people who are considering making the switch to electric.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's not just about the hardware, is it?
No.
Software also seems to be a major differentiator for Chinese EV companies.
Absolutely. Chinese companies are very adept at integrating software and technology into their vehicles.
Okay.
They're creating cars that are more like smartphones on wheels,
Yeah.
with advanced infotainment systems, seamless connectivity,
Cool.
and over-the-air software updates that constantly add new features and improvements.
It's like they're taking the concept of a connected car to a whole new level.
They really are.
And this focus on software is something that European automakers seem to be struggling with.
Yes, European companies have traditionally been very strong in areas like engine design, manufacturing quality. But when it comes to software and digital integration, they've been slower to adapt.
And that's a problem in today's tech-driven world.
It is.
Consumers, especially younger generations, are expecting their cars to be as connected and intuitive as their other devices.
Right.
So if European automakers want to stay competitive, they need to step up their software game.
They do, and they also need to address those challenges we talked about earlier, like the slow pace of electrification, the reluctance to fully embrace new technologies, the legacy of traditional manufacturing processes. These are all obstacles they need to overcome.
It sounds like they have their work cut out for them.
They do.
But we've talked a lot about the industry side of things.
Right.
Let's shift gears a little.
Okay.
Think about the consumer perspective.
Right.
What does all of this mean for the average car buyer?
Yeah.
What are the key things they should be considering when navigating this rapidly changing landscape?
That's a great question. We'll explore the consumer side of the EV revolution in more detail in the next part of our deep dive.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about this EV revolution, like the crazy growth of Chinese EV startups, the challenges facing European automakers,
Yeah.
and the big forces shaping the future of, the car market.
Right.
But let's bring it all home.
Okay.
What does this mean for, us?
Us.
Yeah, the everyday drivers.
It is a super exciting time to be car shopping.
Yeah,
I think we're witnessing this explosion of innovation and choice.
I could see that.
New models and features coming out all the time.
Yeah.
But it can also feel, I don't know, a little overwhelming,
Yeah, definitely.
especially with all these shifting dynamics between Chinese and European brands.
Exactly. It used to be a pretty simple decision, but now there are so many factors to consider.
Right.
Where do you even start?
Start with the basics. Like, what are your needs?
Okay.
What are your priorities? How do you actually use your car? How far do you drive, on a daily basis? What features are essential for your lifestyle?
Right.
Once you have, a good understanding of your needs,
Yeah.
you can start exploring the options out there.
So, okay, so the basics still apply,
They do.
but then we've got all these new things on top of that, right? Battery range, charging infrastructure, all the smart car technology. It can feel like, I don't know, a whole new language.
It is a lot to take in.
Yeah.
And this is where I think the Chinese EV makers are really shaking things up,
Yeah.
They're not just offering competitive prices.
Yeah.
They're really pushing the boundaries on technology and features. They're delivering long driving ranges, developing faster charging solutions,
Right.
and packing their cars with cutting-edge technology.
So it's not just about saving money anymore.
Not at all.
These Chinese brands are offering this, really compelling package
They-
that's getting the attention of buyers all over the world.
Yeah, and we can't forget the environmental piece of this.
Right, of course. Choosing an electric vehicle is good for the environment.
Exactly. It's a step towards a cleaner future.
Yeah, and with Chinese companies leading the charge in battery technology, we're seeing big advancements in the overall efficiency
Yeah.
and performance of EVs.
Right. They're proving that sustainability and driving pleasure don't have to be mutually exclusive.
That's a great point. I think some people are still, I don't know, hesitant about Chinese brands.
Really?
They're pretty new to the global scene,
Yeah, they are.
and there's always a little hesitation about venturing into uncharted territory,
That's understandable, but it's important to remember that the automotive landscape is changing so fast.
Yeah, it is.
What was once considered foreign or unknown
Right.
is quickly becoming mainstream.
Interesting.
Chinese companies are really investing a lot in building their brand reputation, expanding their service networks,
Okay.
and exceeding global quality standards.
And to be fair, some of those big established European brands haven't always had perfect track records either.
That's true.
Reliability issues can come up with any car.
Yeah, no car manufacturer is immune to the occasional hiccup.
Right.
I think the key is to do your research, compare different models,
Yeah.
read reviews, test drive the vehicles that, catch your eye.
Great advice.
Yeah.
So I guess what's the one key takeaway you want our listeners to remember as they, try to figure out this exciting but kind of confusing world of electric vehicles?
I think be open-minded. Don't just dismiss a car because it comes from a brand you've never heard of before.
Right.
Explore all the options, embrace the innovation, and choose the car that really fits your needs, your values, and your budget.
I love that. Be open to new possibilities.
Yes.
The future of mobility is unfolding right in front of us.
It is.
And it's more diverse and dynamic than ever before.
It is.
So the next time you're looking for a new car,
Yeah.
don't limit yourself to the familiar names.
Yeah.
Explore all the options. Embrace the cutting-edge technology.
Yeah.
And choose the car that fits your vision of the future.
I love it.
And if you want more deep dives into fascinating topics like this,
Yes.
be sure to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for listening.